Now, the next group of people to come were the Bolgs, and they're very closely connected to the two-headed Daoineann. And when you read the legendary accounts, it talks about how when the two-headed Daoineann arrived, the Bolgs were already established on the island. And when they met each other for the very first time, they could speak the same language. And that really baffled me at first. I was thinking, what's the explanation for this? Why would these people be speaking the same language? If the two-headed Daoineann, some people say they come from Atlantis and things like that, so where would they have the same language? And in this book by Geofrey Keating, it gives a very rational explanation for that. See, once the descendants of Nemed fled Ireland, they settled in different parts of Greece. The two-headed Daoineann settled in North Greece, in Scythia, and the Bolgs settled near Athens. Unfortunately for them, they didn't have a good time in Greece. They were basically slaves. As soon as they arrived, they were put into slavery again. When we talk about the Bolgs, there's actually 3 groups of people involved here, but we just used the Bolgs to refer to all of them. There were the Daoineann and the Galleon as well. So the Daoineann were people translated to mean the men of earth, and the Bolgs is translated as the men of the bags, and the Galleon is translated to mean the men of the javelins or the spears. And just to explain what all this means, why it's significant, the Daoineann were called the men of the earth because they were the ones who dug soil. They were basically digging up in the mountains to get topsoil to bring back down to Greece to have fertile land. So this was a slavery that they were doing. They were the ones who were digging. The Bolgs were the ones who were carrying the soil in the sacks back down to Greece, back down to the lowland. And the Galleon were the ones who were protecting them with their spears. So in this state of slavery, they eventually just couldn't take it anymore, and they decided to go back to, I guess, what they felt was their home. They wanted to go back to Ireland. So they set off in these 3 groups, the Bolgs, the Daoineanns and the Galleons, and they arrived in Ireland in the space of a week. They all arrived in Ireland. Under these group of people, they ruled Ireland for a period of 37 years, and they're considered to be the first group of people to have actually successfully taken Ireland as their own, for the fact that they ruled it for so long, and they'd established a proper government there. Under the Bolgs, there were a total of 9 kings, and each of them was a descendant of someone called Daoine. A very important king of this time was called Yucad, son of Urk, and he would be the first Irish High King to die from a death wound inflicted in battle. And he'd also be the last of the High Kings of the Bolgs. As I said, they only ruled for a short period of time, and then they were defeated and overthrown by the two-headed Daoineann.